Hey guys, Digitrailz here, and today we're going to be making some improvements to my farms. Since the last episode, I've been working on the interior. I'm kind of hitting some writer's block or builder's block with how I want to do the interior. If you have any ideas, feel free to let me know. I definitely would love some ideas, and I'd love if you had any elevator ideas for in here. I'm definitely hitting a lot of writer's block, but for what we're going to be doing today, I want to start by getting some wheat and potato and carrot farms going. And I'm actually going to be putting them on top of my melon pumpkin farms. And I'm possibly going to get 2 of them going, maybe. We'll see. But I'm basically just going to put them up here and maybe subdivide them or put 3 of them up here. I haven't fully decided. We'll see how it goes when I first build them. And essentially, I'm just going to have them all stack here. Then what I'll end up doing is just feeding them down and have them go down into my sorting system down there. And I'm basically going to use villagers to harvest them. Most of the ways I've been getting potatoes is either the cast-offs from these folks up here whenever they miss and toss them down here, or I use this little micro farm that I have that I just do that and I use this. And it's been a good way of getting some potatoes and carrots. And I may just use potatoes for the time being, but I would like to implement carrots into there. But let's get going and start building. Okay, so the farm is starting to look good. Um, like I said, it's not gonna be super productive, and it's like not the most efficient farm, but it takes up a small amount of space. And I'm actually planning on basically tower building up on top of this. I got to put a roof on this, but basically planning on stacking these, and that's sort of the plan with this, and that's why there's the cart underneath this. And now I have been off camera working on the storage system and building onto this. I have a couple problems I just need to work on. It's not really problems, it's more of just solutions I haven't figured out yet. For example, this also yields bread for me, and I'm curious if it's because the two villagers up there are trying to, if they see each other, if they're trying to throw bread to each other, and if I just have to put like a block between them. But I'm still getting things like wheat and stuff, so what I'm going to end up doing is I got to add a few more areas to this, and I just need to farm. I just need to make some more chests and stuff, but then I need to figure a way of destroying excess bread and excess poisonous, or all the poisonous potatoes. And what I may end up doing, instead of building 2 destruction systems, I may just have essentially hopper chains go off over to here and have 1 destruction system that when these hit, or when this one hits the top and when this one doesn't hit the top, and just goes over to here and goes over to the destruction system. And that way, if I ever build excess farms up here that have stuff I don't want, I can basically link them into the destruction system. I'm not sure what other farms I'm planning on building in here. I know I do want to build other plant-based farms into here, but most of them should be able to go into an overflow composter that I do add to the end of it. But in this case, I can't guarantee that that's everything is going to be able to go into that. So I need to make sure that anything that can't go into the composter has to go into an overflow destruction system. Oh yeah, I think also this gives me, I've been getting bone meal as well. So that also needs to actually go into the overflow destruction system as well. So anything that is overflow must go into the overflow destruction, so that in case of overflow, I don't have any lagging items and the system doesn't break. But it's janky, but it works. Now I kind of want to work on maybe adding a couple more sorting systems. Basically been using impulse sorting systems like I've shown in previous episodes. I may work on this one a bit more, but I kind of want to just increase the flow of one of my other farms and in this episode, and then maybe off camera I'll work on some sorting systems. I haven't decided, but I want to actually work on the productivity of my mob farm, which hopefully shouldn't take too long. I just need to remember my pattern for this, and then I can basically just replicate it up. And then what I'm actually going to do is make it so that it's going to be dedicated mostly for creepers and spiders, so I can get string and I can get gunpowder. And then I'll actually put 1 item up here because now I actually have a sheep farm, so I can put just carpet on top of it. This will be easier to do instead of having all these buttons and stuff. And I also should eventually put a platform down there so I don't get sniped by drown every time I come over here. But yeah, I want to actually improve up here now so that whenever I get here, I can actually get the materials that I want. But let's start working on that in a moment. Now it's a bit bigger, looks a bit cleaner without all the buttons and everything. And now it has also a dedicated section for creepers and spiders. It may also still spit out the occasional skeleton or zombie, but that's going to be fine. Now it's just sort of to let it run. I'm going to have to clean out the section that I have dedicated for that. And eventually I'll have to add more to the killing chamber, but I have to figure out how I want to essentially add to the drop chamber and extend it out. But I'm going to have to add a bit more I'm basically have to add more hoppers, and I've been gathering up a bunch more campfires, and I'm essentially going to have to figure out how I want to do that, and then I'll add essentially a sorting system, which will be very nice. But let this run for a bit after I clean it out, and we'll see how it looks. After letting it sit for a little bit, let's go check to see if we've gotten a lot more of gunpowder. So we're starting to see a little bit more improved rates of gunpowder, but still could probably use some improvements. Looks like we're also getting some spiders up there. Let's see. But we are starting to get a bit more gunpowder because previously the other spawns were actually causing some issues. So we are at least getting some more gunpowder, which I'm actually going to grab. So we have gunpowder for back home. And now I can actually make a bit more rockets. I may have to make a proper creeper farm at some point, but this will at least get me a bit more gunpowder here and there. But I only left that for like 15-20 minutes, so it wasn't a major tell of it. Now that I have the wheat and potato farms, and I also now have gunpowder, this will also allow me to do a lot more animal breeding without having to result in having to use the microfarm a lot more, and the gunpowder will allow me to fly a lot more as well. So that's led me to being able to grow a lot more. But that's all I have time for today. So if you enjoy this video, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys next time. Remember, when you're in the digital trails, watch out for digital bears. Bye for now. How did I end up in this hole?